For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Rob Valencius. I am the National Agent Trainer here at Pinnacle Financial Services, and we have a great webinar with you today. I have a friend of mine with me, Ryan Tarzi. He's a part of business development over at allcalls.io. He's going to go over some really cool things that they're doing. Look, everybody here on the call, all you hear is AI. You're going to start seeing a lot of the .ios and .ais and all that stuff as we continue to grow technologically speaking. So he's got a lot of really cool things, a lot of things that people might not be comfortable with, when it comes to technology and kind of mashing that into the lead avenue of things. So he's going to break things down. He's got a great presentation. He's going to walk you through some of that stuff. A couple housekeeping notes before I turn it over to him. This is in listen only mode. So if you have to, ask us a question at any time, we could certainly do that for you. Feel free to put it in the chat. I'd be happy to get to it. I think we're going to get to questions at the end of the presentation. And then obviously you will notice that, we are having this recorded as well. So if you have to hop off, feel free to do so. We can, the system actually sends you a recording within 24 hours with the link, so you can access the recording and check this out. We don't want you to miss any business. So with that being said, I'm going to kick this over to Ryan. Ryan, you all set?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Well,
cool.
Awesome. And assuming everyone can see the screen there, so I think we should be good. But yeah, if there's any questions, let me know. But essentially, if you are familiar, not familiar, we are All Calls. And so we are inbound call solutions. So I know we were at one of the conferences, met quite a few people here. But what we essentially do is bring the leads to you, right? So we run all of our ads through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TV, radio, essentially anywhere in which you're able to run ads. So our part of integrity, we are all CMS compliant. So all the ads that we run on the back end have to be approved by CMS. If anybody needs any documentation, anything to kind of show that, we can definitely get that out to you, as well as any sample ads and things like that. So essentially, this is the agency dashboard. So whether you're an agency looking to build out an agency or independent agent, this is what it'll look like on your call screen. So essentially, we'll have calls from ACA, Medicare, final expense, auto, health, life, and you're able to log into the platform. With the platform, you'll have your own username, create your password, and then simply just select the states in which you're licensed in or that you want to receive calls in. So there is no minimum commitment, no minimum subscriptions, spend, anything like that. So, again, understanding that there are tons of lead sources out there, some work, some don't, whatever it is, right? So whether you're in the field, going to appointments, you want to hop on for an hour, you can come in, pop this in and turn on calls at your convenience there. We have agents that are on the platform all day long. We have agents that come in and, take calls, get an extra 2 to 3 applications a week, and they're satisfied with that. I know OEP is rolling around, so this could be, very helpful. Hopefully you all had a great AEP. I know we've seen a lot of success throughout the AEP and, kind of crazy season. But with OEP, hoping that a lot of these clients, prospects that may not know that their policies are expiring, they may get letters. So, we're anticipating a lot of call-ins here. So we have different price points, buffer durations, things like that. This is a demo account, so you would basically just have your calls selected, in which you can see. For Medicare specifically, we have 2 price options. $26 cost for a 25-second buffer. That essentially is enough time, hey, part A, part B. Anything under that 25 seconds, you are not charged for that lead. Anything that would go over that 25 seconds, you're charged for that lead. In this case, it says Spanish, but for English Medicare, we call it a raw call. Essentially, the lead comes in, you run with that lead, you work that lead, and those are $17 for the English version. And again, we'll get the pricing, durations, things like that over to you at the end. But once you are registered in the account, just go in, turn on calls. It's going to test your audio, just make sure you're good. From there, you'll start receiving calls. So typically agents are going to have anywhere from 5 to 10 plus states that they're licensed in. Average wait time for a call to come in is around 50 seconds if you have multiple states there. So not much kind of downtime in between calls. If you have 3 states and those are Rhode Island, Hawaii, and Alaska, maybe you're going to wait 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes for a call, but generally speaking, call volume should not be an issue there. So go ahead and dial in here for you. So you'll see incoming call. Type of call would be, in this case, Spanish Medicare Raw. Once you go to answer that call, it is going to then populate all of their contact info. So first and last name, email, address. It's going to work as a traditional phone. So you can put them on hold, you can put them on mute. If you have to add in somebody else to the call, you can add in a 3-way call here. I do want to note, we pull this from a consumer database. So multiple consumer databases, it's not going to necessarily be 100% accurate as far as the info that you see. It could be about 80%. So maybe a husband and wife share the same phone plan, wife pays the bill, it might be her contact info. But generally speaking, you're going to get all of this contact information as you're going through and as you are writing those policies. So once the call ends, you'll end the call. I don't know if you could see the drop down. Sometimes it pulls up, sometimes it doesn't. But we'll give multiple choices that you can select. Maybe not interested, maybe the client hung up. There could be a follow-up that's needed, but in this case, we'll say we got them enrolled. From there, you can save and pause calls and then save and take more calls. So if you save and take more calls, you're right back in the queue to receive calls. We'll go ahead and save and pause calls. A couple notes on this part here. When you're on a call, you don't have to worry about missing a call. It's going to know that you are already on a call, so you don't have to worry about missing that. All of the calls do come through the actual application itself. We do have a mobile app, so if you want to take it on your phone, you can do so. A lot of people ask, hey, can you transfer this to our Go High Level number, or can you transfer this to our CRM cell phone? We don't have the ability to do that, just not simply for the reason, hey, we can send a bunch of calls, agent's not answering the calls. This kind of allows us to kind of track and monitor all that. You'll see a $5 missed call fee. Just always want to note, this is pretty much here so that you don't go away for lunch, leave your calls on for 2 hours, miss 30 calls. So if it happens once or twice, no big deal. You can always message the support or chat right here, and they will, refund that for you. Any lead, quality issues, anything like that, chat is very, supportive and making sure that everything's taken care of for you there. So that's how a call would come in. I'm sure there's some questions on that, but I will go to the next step here and answer anything at the end. So if you are just a general independent agent, internal agent, and you're just taking calls, you don't have an agency or want to build out an agency, you basically will just have take calls. You'll have your reporting tab and then billing and settings tab. But if you were to have an agency, you can go in and you can invite agents out to the platform. Everybody would fall under you. You can see all of your clients as the agency, so you can go through that. And then there's the online agents. But what I will kind of touch on next is the call reporting. So all of this will be tracked. So you can go in, filter it by day, by week, however you want to filter. Let's say, want to look at the last 90 days. Going to pull up how many calls you've taken, how many of those were paid calls, number of enrollments, average cost per acquisition. Obviously, these numbers are skewed. I just pretty much click random things and enroll everybody here. But all of this data in which you receive, you're able to download all the recordings. You can export this. If you need to integrate with, I knew you all have a CRM system. I think we were working on integrating with that. But all this can basically transfer over. We do keep all of this for up to 10 plus years. So you can go in, go through some of these calls. and track all of the calls that you've taken. So let me see if I can find one that's long enough here. Let's see. A little more. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of these are long enough. No. Okay. So, but on all the calls essentially that you take, you will have AI tools. So you're able to click on the AI tools. It's going to break it down into 4 different subcategories. So there's going to be a call summary for basically an overview of that call. Next will be a transcription button. So what you said versus what the prospect said. We have compliance scoring. So I know on the Medicare side, I think there's 30 some, 40 some checkpoints. So professional intro, TPMO statement, part A, part B. So it's going to check everything that you hit on that is compliant. And then the 4th tab will be AI coaching. So kind of feedback, tonality, any next steps in which you're able to go in and look at and pull there. So that will be in the call reporting tab. Billing, you can just go in, manage your funds. So you can add a card if you would like. And you can, see all your transactions, everything like that. And then settings, you'll go into your profile. This is where you'll go in and you can edit, your name, any of your contact info. You can select your call settings. So all the call types that you want, you'll be able to select. You can select all of your states. So maybe you're licensed in 30 states. You can put in all 30 states. Maybe you want to focus on an area of 5 to 10 states. You can kind of go in and edit and customize that there. All of our calls, if you go to the take calls, we'll have a view suggested script. So we'll have suggested scripts for all of those call types. Then getting started, every account will have a video tutorial. So pretty much go through everything what we had kind of covered here. And then you can go in and see some testimonials and things like that from agents that are currently using the platform. As far as enrollments, like I said, we've had average cost per acquisition during AEP was $70 per agent. So essentially what that means is about 1 out of 4 of those paid calls that you've taken closed. That's across all 50 states, brand new agents, more experienced agents. And that's roughly around what you can kind of anticipate for some of that, what that is for leads. So basically you take 20 calls, most agents are going to close, 5 to 7 enrollments on those calls that you take. So any questions on any of that? Anything to kind of go back over? Happy to do so.
Nothing yet.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if there was a chat in here, if there was anything we're missing.
Let me see. Someone had a question. How many states do you recommend?
So depends. If you want to, if you're coming in and you're okay with, hey, a few calls here and there, you can have 1 state and you're going to have enough calls. But if you're actively, looking to write applications, policies, the more states that you have, the better. So most agents, again, 5 to 10 plus states at the minimum. If you're just starting out, maybe you'll have a couple, but the more states you have, the better. And what's kind of cool, or a side note on that, is that let's say you do have 30 states, right? You can go in to the call reporting, you can filter. And so maybe you find and you're able to pull some data that, okay, hey, of the calls that came in, I closed, 15 applications and they came from these 5 states, right? Maybe where I'm not seeing some success is in these 3 or 4 states. So from there, you can go in, remove those states, and only get calls, in the states where you're seeing success.
If If I set an agency account, is it possible to charge the agents directly?
Yes, yep. So you can do that. So every account is going to have their own login. So whether you're an agent, agency, they're going to have their own login. So they will go in, they'll log in, and let me just, I guess, to directly answer that question here. So if you go into manage my agency, you'll have essentially, and I know Pinnacle already has kind of a master account here, but you can go in and you'll see all of your agents that are registered. So we break it down to 3 different agent types. Independent agent, those are going to be anybody that in this case can add their own funds. If you want to, transfer funds, do spiffs, bonuses, anything like that, you're able to, go in and kind of add and transfer funds. Internal agents would be LOAs. You can set daily call limits. And then sub-agency would just be if you're an agency manager, you'll have access to all the tools, all the features. But yes, to answer your question directly, you can do so.
In terms of the leads, where are the leads coming from, and how do they find the clients to call in?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So all of our leads that we run, marketing, all the back end, it's through SEO. So think of it as, it's actually mind-boggling. So, you're looking for a new car, you're going to lease or purchase a car, you get on Facebook and 5 different local car ads pop up. Or, hey, I'm hungry, let's, go grab a bite to eat, I can go for a burger. You get on Instagram and a bunch of, Five Guys ads pop up, right? So that's the concept on kind of the back end idea of it. So we are strategically targeting people that are actively looking for policies. So whether that's Medicare, ACA, final expense. I kind of didn't touch on it too much, but this is a good point to kind of bring up. Again, I did mention that all ads are CMS compliant. Therefore, I can assure nothing is going to state food card, the government's going to pay for this, free, anything like that. But, keep in mind that does not 100% weed somebody out from either not reading the ad to its entirety or, potentially, seeing something from the other day. So we run them through multiple avenues on social media, TV, radio. Yep.
I don't think, Charlene, it's the platform doesn't cost anything. It's the leads.
Correct. Yep. So there's no cost for the actual platform itself. Just upload funds. We have agents that put in $17. They test their luck on 1 lead. We have, most agents put in, whatever they're comfortable with. But it's not like a use it or lose it, or you have to log in. You just upload the funds. They're in your account. As you take paid calls, they will just deduct from your balance.
Had another question. How long is the buffer? I'm guessing like how long until you start getting leads is the typical?
Well, I think about 50 seconds in between calls. That's on average. So for calls that come in, about 50 seconds, give or take, depending on how many states you have, but no more than a minute or 2. So volume's not an issue. But the buffer durations, we have different buffer durations and price points based on preference of the actual agent itself. So I will kind of get over that to you so you can kind of send that out and kind of see. But for Medicare, 25-second buffer prior to getting charged for a call that comes in.
Okay. Are clients filling out the information for themselves, or are they just selecting that they're looking for Medicare?
No, so these are people actively engaging. So they call in, and I'll send sample ads on that. But these are people looking for policy. So basically, think of it as if you got a high intent lead, somebody had referred over, hey, they can help you out with a Medicare policy. They called your cell phone. You would go about that process exactly how you would. So Sunfire or whatever systems you use to write the application. A note on that is that because these prospects are calling in, that automatically wipes out the 48 hours. And then you'll have access to these leads exclusive to the agent. We don't redistribute or resell these leads. So these are just people calling in, on behalf of, wanting to find out more information or get a policy there.
What does the suggested script look like?
Let me see if this pulls up. Did that pull up on my screen?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay. Yep. And again, you'll see here, obviously, based on what you guys do, but just, general script here. Yeah, so scope of appointment, you go through that. In this case, would count verbally or wherever you guys do that. But yeah, you'll have that, and anytime you do log in, it'll be right by the call type.
Okay, cool. Do you have pricing on life and final expense leads?
Yes, so there are two types, and we have a couple other ones that we're rolling out for final expense. So it is a 90-second buffer at $60. So basically anything under that 90 seconds, you're not charged prior. And then we have a 10-second buffer for 24. So most people go with the raw call there, which we call same exact leads, not generated any different. Only difference is just the buffer and the price point.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So far, that's it, question-wise, man.
All right. Well, yeah. So what I can do, Rob, I can get over, if there's any last-minute questions, anything like that, feel free to send them my way. But otherwise, I can kind of get over, additional information for anybody that's, interested in that, as far as pricing, what ads look like, anything CMS related or for compliance. Happy to get that over to you, once, whoever requests that.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all I got. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and appreciate you all for letting me join here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. We appreciate it. If you're interested, make sure you reach out to your sales director here, and they can get you set up and in contact with allcalls. So make sure you just reach out to your sales team, and we could. They can get you everything in terms of getting set up and as well as pricing and things like that. So awesome. Well, look, this was a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, man. And thank you everyone on the call for taking the time out to hang out with us. This is recorded. So if you need us to go back through it, let us know and we can you should get sent the recording within 24 hours to this end. So thanks everybody and have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thanks everyone. Have a great one. We'll see you.